Wargamers. Today I want to talk about the Orca Dropship. This is a model from Forgeworld that a lot of people have been very excited about since the release of 8th edition. And today we're going to discuss its pros, its cons, and why you might want to hold off just a little bit before you go out and buy a Chinese recast of it off eBay because it's not currently available on Forgeworld. So let's get to that. Before we do though, I want to say thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of my upcoming 8th edition battle reports, reviews, anything like that. So, alright, I have Imperial Armour Index Xenos here. This is where the rules for the Orca are presented. And basically the Orca is a flying box. It's a army transport, and that's basically it. So, it has movement of 20 to 55 inches at full wounds, weapon skill 6 up, ballistic skill 4 up, strength 7, toughness 8, 14 wounds, 3 attacks, 7 leadership, and a 4 up save. So, flying box. It comes equipped with 2 long barrel burst cannons and a missile pod. Those are basically pretty standard things. The long barreled burst cannons are the same things that you have on Remoras. So you can kind of use that as a gauge of the offensive capability of a Orca, is about on par with a Remora. And it has the standard flyer special rules: airborne, supersonic, hard to hit, crash and burn, and then hover jet. It can go into hover mode where it loses the flying special rules basically. It has the capacity to transport up to 65 Tau Empire infantry models, including drones, and also crisis suits. But each crisis suit takes up 2 slots. So it's either 65 infantry or drones, or 32 crisis suits. So that's basically your whole army in most cases there. You can't put vehicles in it, but anything that's going to be on the ground you can basically get in here. Notably, stealth suits are infantry as well, so you can get stealth suits in an Orca. That's not a problem. So overall, it's not very durable. It's probably going to get shot down pretty quickly just because 14 wounds is not a small number, but it only has a 4 up save, still toughness 8, so Melta are going to take care of it pretty efficiently. And if you put a lot of dudes in this, your opponent's gonna hone in on that immediately and say, all right, I can get a lot of mortal wounds if I shoot this thing down. So they're gonna try to take it out very quickly. So it's not gonna be something that stays around to the end of the game, basically. The pros are that you can put a whole army in there. You get a lot of options there. And the number one reason to take the Orca, with all this said, you can put a lot in there, but it's not very durable. Why would you want to take it? Number one reason is because it reduces the number of drops that you have to make during deployment. So if you're playing under the standard set of rules that we have right now, where whoever deploys first goes first, the Orca is a great way for you to play that system, for you to game that system and get your army out very quickly. So you can put all your infantry, all your crisis suits in there, and then maybe you have a couple other drops, but maybe not. Maybe this is your whole army just in the Orca, so you have 1 drop. That's an automatic first turn, or automatic go first. So that's pretty powerful. That's really awesome, especially for a list like Tau that requires the opportunity to do some shooting. If you go second with Tau, you're at a pretty big disadvantage because you're vulnerable to having some of your more detrimental firepower being taken out by shooting in first turn. So going first is really valuable for Tau, and being able to have everybody drop down in a single Orca like that is really good for that type of game. Notably, tournaments and new missions that are going to be available through Chapter Approved don't use that system. They've changed it from being an automatic goes first to a +1 on a rule to determine who goes first. And so the Orca is going to be notably less valuable there, and really not worth it, in my opinion, to bring in that system, because yes, you get +1, but that's not a guarantee. I'd rather spend the points on something else, which, you know, it's not a small number of points. It's 14 power, and you're spending a lot of points on something that's really just a box. So in the chapter approved or in the tournament system of the +1 to go, the Orca really is not that valuable. But if you stick with the system of who deploys first goes first, which a lot of people have shied away from, this is an awesome tool for the Tau. So that's basically it. I think it really just comes down to that. If you're playing under the old system, it's worth it, and if you're not, then it is not worth it. But that's it. I hope the Orca is a model that they get a new design on pretty soon, because, you know, by the time that came out, it wasn't particularly impressive on its own, and it definitely shows its age. So hopefully we'll get a new Orca, just like we've got a new Barracuda and a new Tiger Shark at some point in the near future, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're using Orcas and it's just the most amazing thing for you, I'd love to hear about it. If you're using Orcas and it gets blown up all the time, I'd also like to hear about that. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and of course, happy wargaming.